Welcome to Story Scaling by podcastvideos.com, where creators share the truth behind the content, the grind, and the growth. Friends and family, I am back with podcastvideos.com. Podcast movement has been amazing.
It's Brendan Boyd live from Miami. You know what it is. I teach podcasters and creators how to make money in the gaps. Traditionally, I'm a marketer and I'm an entrepreneur. And I got into podcasting, let's say 2018, but I got into it as a way that I can build relationships. So then I'm like, just started stacking these interviews. And in the process, I'm transitioning from resident to real estate at the time. So in the process, I'm like, man, I got to figure out what I want to do. I started investing in myself, coaching programs and stuff like that, learning how to help people make money online. If I teach them how to make money, then it'll make sense. And that's just how it kind of started from there.
What would you say is a key, a tip, a strategy? Keep in mind if you want to monetize your podcast.
The main thing I want to tell y'all is this. Y'all have to tap into the foundational four. Every podcaster can make 4 to 6 figures in a month or become a 5 to 7 figure podcast if they just mastered the foundational four.
Wow.
But the foundational four is digital products, affiliate marketing, a paid podcast community, and what I like to call the VIP package.
That's all right.
Now, this is your foundation. If you have all 4 of these things, you will make money.
My name is Calvin Walton, editor and producer of the Turtle Smith podcast based out of Oklahoma City. Man, I really feel like a thief because I'm really taking away more than I'm giving, but having a background in production and film and things like that, podcasting is still new to me. And it's especially the video portion and how you work these things. So coming here was a very eye-opening experience. Told me a lot of things that I was doing wrong, some things that I was doing right.
Tell me about your background into photo and video.
Yeah, so it actually started out of a necessity.
Sure.
And I was doing music. A lot of us get to that point where we want to express ourselves creatively, so music was my thing.
Yep.
And I was financing a lot of stuff around that time. And really the inciting thing was the thought of, hey, we spent all this money, we could have just as easily bought the equipment and learned how to do it ourselves.
What's next for you? You go from the music to now you're behind the camera. So now even fast forward almost 2 decades later, what do you see next for you?
The basis of our podcast now is teaching people how to start their own small businesses, just business-related content and how things change in the markets. But our long-term plan and what we started the podcast for was parallel to our actual business services company that's based in Oklahoma City, where we take all of these principles. We have myself in-house to do video and photo production. Where I see myself going is expanding what we're currently doing, but ultimately just heading and running our media department.
That's good stuff, brother. That's good stuff. Right now, I am here with
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle. Tell me about your experience.
It's been really fun. I've met so many people that are coming from all over the country to do something and learn something that they really enjoy.
Sure. What's been your biggest takeaway so far?
How friendly everyone is and how much they appreciate all of the stuff that they are learning.
How does this experience maybe change how you view podcasting in general?
I kind of podcast here and there.
Sure.
I honestly don't follow anybody in particular, but I do like the podcast way that people just kind of talk to you personal. You don't think of certain things that way until you hear somebody else. All perspectives have sense in them.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to open up your mind.
That's good.
I'm Jonathan Colon. I'm with Silence Activations and got to meet Bang over at our headphone table.
Tell us a little bit about the Silence Activation.
Yeah, so we're here doing 8 different stages of audio with headphones only. So these headphones right here are 10-channel headphones, and we're using 8 out of the 10 channels. And so as the attendees walk from the different stages, there's signage that tells them this is the blue stage, the purple stage, the green stage, etc. And they'll flip to that station to listen to that audio speaker. So simultaneously, there's 8 presenters going on at the same time in the same room, and you don't get the noise bleed of having 8 sound systems operating in the same room at the same time. So you can basically, with these headphones, walk around and explore the different stages and find what you're looking for as an attendee. And it gives that crystal clear audio in the headphone, that immersive listen experience that I was mentioning. You're hearing a lot of different audio sources. So what a lot of conferences and conventions are doing is using these headphones to isolate immersive listening experiences in the headsets, so you're only hearing the presenters, and the attendee can choose what they want to listen to at what time. And if you want to sit, say, out here by where the headphone station is. You can listen to all the presenters and flip through all the stations, find one that you like, and you don't necessarily have to sit right in front of the presenter unless you want to see their presentation. Nick Meraz, the Asha Training Podcast.
Nick, this is first year for you. How's it been so far?
Man, first year at Podcast Movement. It's been actually really eye-opening, to be honest. So much of the podcasting world that I didn't know existed, to be honest. Companies that support podcasting, there's a lot of talent in here with a lot of knowledge that are kind of helping guide us. We're very new into the podcasting game. We have a film background, but unintentionally created a podcast, and we figured it's time to start taking it seriously. And industry leaders in here just really helping us navigate through the unknown that is the podcasting world. So it's been really great.
You said you just started your podcast, film background, and so as you dive into the space, what are some things that you learned or experienced, or talk about your journey so far?
Yeah, so the journey wasn't intended to start a podcast. I run ultra marathons, so anywhere from 50 to 100 miles at a time, I'll run these races. And I started a brand that was based off running and ostrich running. Being a marketer, I wanted a way to connect with my audience, with my consumers. So it was never really intended to start a podcast. We started this show and we started sharing stories. So I was like, let me show you what's out there. And unintentionally, we got some great feedback from it. And I wanted to really take it seriously. We might have a show here, and I think we need to continue telling this story, everybody else's story.
So what do you hope? What's your hope to take away from this?
Well, my hope to take away from this is obviously general knowledge, right? And I also think unintended action of what came out of this whole convention was having a little bit more clarity of what I didn't know I wanted.
My name is Dan Bennett with Hot Sauce Video. We help remarkable people look and sound good on camera.
Talk to me about Hot Sauce Video. Like, even let's go with the name.
Yeah, it was an accident. So many entrepreneurs or people that start companies struggle to build brand. So it used to be Video for Entrepreneurs. It did its job, but it was boring. And we started a product called Hot Sauce Editing, and that took off.
Talk about your podcast journey, your personal podcast.
Yeah. I had a show basically to push back against the status quo, and I don't like gurus, this snake oil and all the like online business sludge that you see sometimes. So I'd speak out against that, but I really started a show to be a better guest on podcasts. So I'm like, I think if I'm gonna start asking to be on a lot of shows, I should make sure I'm a good guest. And so I started a podcast. We ran it for 100 episodes.
What makes you continue to help first?
There's no entrepreneurs in my family. I wanted to strike out on my own, told the backstory of how I kind of got into video, so we started going that direction. And then I was like, I don't know how to do business. Like, well, how does this work, you know? Read some books, asked some questions. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna do business like I do life. I'm gonna show up when I say I will, help you move if I said I'll help you move. I'm gonna keep my word, and I'm going to do anything I do to the best of my ability. And then lastly, if I mess up, I'm gonna try and say sorry.
You guys have taken care of us for the last 2 days. First year for both of you guys. Tell me about your experience.
A lot of wiping down the phones, passing the mic around, and getting some tidbits for Twitter.
Sure.
Likewise, meeting new people, enjoying the scenery here at Gaylord, Texas, and really just taking in all of the speaker sessions and listening to while I'm working. So it's been a cool experience.
Tell me about your biggest takeaway so far. Like, when I came here, I didn't really know what to expect, but I got here and I'm like, oh my gosh, podcasting is way bigger than I thought. And I work in podcasting, but it's so expensive and people are kind. So what was your takeaway from?
Honestly, the party last night that iHeart sponsored, I think that it's really hard to get people to share your podcast, but the biggest way to grow is to get people to share your podcast.
Victoria, what about you?
I'm a little bit on the shy side. I'm a little introverted, so I've kind of like attracted some really cool people, some really great conversations with other workers here and attendees as well. And it's been a good experience. And I know that I have to put my best foot forward and talk about my platform too. So it takes two. So I've gotten out of my shell while I'm here. And I think just being around creators is helping me to lock in.
Tell me about the podcast, Rita.
The podcast. So my original idea for the podcast was go back to my roots of where I started. I wanted to start a podcast where I could kind of gather all of these wild and crazy people that I've kept in touch with.
Victoria, let's talk about your pod.
So my show, I started it about 5 years ago too, in 2021. And the idea was to bridge the gap between Gen Z and mental health. I'm 28 and Gen Z is between the ages of 1997 and 2012.
Sure.
And I did that for a while, just freelancing. It kind of got overwhelming. So I niched it down.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk to high achievers about mental wellness.
Hello, I'm Spencer Keith, and nice to meet you.
Spencer, this is year one for you. Tell me about your experience so far.
Oh man, it has been phenomenal. So much about YouTubing and podcasts. I had no idea that it was so big.
Yeah.
My world in podcasting is just so tiny, and I've soaked it all up like a sponge.
You were like the people and the companies and the stuff, and like, does it live up to your expectations?
I didn't even know what to expect because, like I said, I've never been to anything like this in my whole life. So I would say it exceeded my expectations. Everyone was so nice and everything was so smart and so educated and filled.
What's been your biggest takeaway so far?
My biggest takeaway is you want to start a podcast, do it now, and people will eventually listen. And even if it takes time, like, you'll find your people.
That's cool.
And you have to be your unique self and be authentic.